Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In this demonstration, I'm going to install WDS, which is Windows Deployment Services. To do that, I'm going to select the server manager, and before the installation, make sure that your basic settings applied on the server. So this is my computer name, DC1, and the domain name is techglob.local. And the static IP address is already assigned 60.129, and click on the tools, and I have installed the mandatory services, which is DHCP and the DNS. Okay, I have already configured DNS and the DHCP services also. The IP scope already configured. I'm going to select the server manager and select manage, add roles and features, and click on next, and role based feature based installation, click on next, and the default server is selected, and next again. And here you can see the Active Directory and DHCP and DNS already installed. So I'm going to select Windows Deployment Services. Click on Add Features and then click Next. And here you don't need to select the additional services, and click on Next. Next again, and make sure that the deployment server and the transport server is selected, and click on Next, and select Restart the destination server automatically if required. Then confirm yes, and click on Install. And after installation, I'm going to close this window. Click on Tools again on the server manager. Here you can see the additional services, which is Windows Deployment Services. So I'm going to select and expand the servers, and click on dc1.techglob.local. The service is still not active, so I'm going to right click and click on Configure Server, and before you begin, click on Next. Integrated with Active Directory, and click Next. And the remote installation folder location E drive I have created, change the path, the drive letter E, then continue Next, and make sure that this two option you have selected. Do not listen on DHCP and configure DHCP option. The PXE server initial settings, I'm going to select respond to all client computer, known and unknown, the administrator approval. So I'm going to uncheck and click Next. Now configuring deployment services finished, then click Next, and still the service is stopped. I'm going to right click on dc1.techglob.local, select all tasks and start services. Now successfully started Windows Deployment Services, and click OK. Now you can see the services started, and after that we need to add images and the install images. So before that, I need to mount Windows 11 ISO file. Right click on the ISO file and select Mount. ISO file is mounted. So now I'm going back to the WDS and right click on boot images and add boot image, and click on browse, and click on DVD drive and open source, and select boot.vim. Double click and click on Next. The image name you can give a descriptions like Windows 10 or Windows 11. I'm not typing anything, so click on Next. And this is the selections, the boot images and the image file location. Okay, then click on Next, and now adding boot image. Click Finish, and now you can see here image file is added. Microsoft Windows setup. And now I'm going to click on the install images, right click and add install image. Create an image group named, by default the image group 1 is added. Here also you can change the name. Alright, so default name, I'm selecting that and click next. And file location, click on browse. Again that DVD drive I'm gonna select and click on source, and this time click on install.vim file. Okay, then click next, and here you can see available images: Windows 11 Home and Windows 11 Pro. These are the list of Windows is available. Okay, so in my case I'm going to uncheck all, select only the Windows 11 Pro. Okay, only Windows 11 Pro I have selected, and use the default name and description for each of the selection images. Okay, so I'm gonna click next, and the Windows 11 Pro is selected. Click next again, and adding image is completed. Click finish. Okay, now you can see here the Windows 11 Pro is added. Alright, so let me refresh. So what we can do, and finally we have completed the Windows deployment services. For the testing purpose, we need to check whether the deployment services is running properly. So in this case, I have created on the virtual machine Windows 11 PXE client. I'm gonna click on that and click on this virtual machine, and now you can see WTS boot manager server IP address is there. So, and the boot manager, we need to select the FE network, enter. Now you can see the server IP address is showing that. Enter again. Now contacting the server, Windows is going to install from the IP address of 192.168.60.129, which is our server. Okay, these are the way how to configure the Windows deployment services. Dear all, if you like this video, please do comment in my channel, and see you in the next video.